You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Supernatural After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Supernatural After Show.
Welcome to AfterBuzz TV. I am Tom Connolly, and this is the Supernatural After Show. I am live in the studio this week.
Yay!
I am back.
Finally.
From getting married. It was amazing.
Yay! Congrats to Tom.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's got a ring on his finger.
I do.
Ladies.
Look at the YouTube page.
It's off
you can
the
see it. I am Tom Connolly, and sitting across from me, Lyndsey Wegner. How you doing, Lyndsey?
I'm so glad to have you back. We've got the OG crew in town. We do miss Travis, obviously.
We do.
He's
Couldn't
working.
be here tonight, so.
He's working again.
Yeah.
But glad to have our old crew back together.
Yeah.
And
fun.
excited to tell you guys, thank you for watching our after show every week here at AfterBuzz. But if you didn't know, our AfterBuzz founders, Maria Menounos and Kevin Undergaro, have a show of their own that they have worked so hard to create. And it's called Chasing Maria. I have been DVRing it and watching it every week. It has been awesome seeing their dynamic, this power couple, and what they go through here in Los Angeles in their daily lives with their family, living with her Greek parents. It's been really interesting. Tom, have you seen the show?
Yeah, I have. I think it's a reality show that's very real that I like. It's not the
create drama.
They're just doing this or that. Like it seems very real, which I like.
It is real, and we all love it and enjoy it every week. So make sure you're tuning in on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. on Oxygen, or you can watch it on iTunes, Amazon, or on demand. Make sure you're checking it out. Thank you.
Nice. So let's get to Supernatural Bloodlines tonight. Season 9. Episode 20. This is the backdoor pilot for next season's Bloodlines Supernatural spin-off series.
Have you seen, is this what they normally do with backdoor pilots? Like the whole episode is pretty much about...
I mean, I feel like I guess I've never seen one.
I guess I haven't either.
I don't know. Like I feel like I'm sure they've done it on other shows. I know they did it for The Office. They did one in the last season of The Office when they were trying to get the Dwight spinoff. They did an episode that was like about Dwight's family, but that show ended up never getting picked up. So, and that one was just basically kind of like how this one was. Like they had some of the main characters, but it was basically all new characters coming in and taking control of the whole episode, and it's just about them, which we saw a lot tonight in this one. I think we had 5 scenes with Sam and Dean. The whole time?
Yeah, very, very few.
Yeah. We start with, I always say his name wrong. Ennis? Ennis? I think it's Ennis. Ennis Ross trying to propose to his girlfriend, Tamara, at this very fancy restaurant. The guy really doesn't care about he's there.
The maitre d'.
Yeah, but another girl in Supernatural that does not last very long. She ends up getting killed very quickly.
Very quickly because we see... like a monster VIP party. We know right away. We see a vampire. We see a werewolf right away off the bat at this party. In this club, in this back door in this club. So we know something's going to happen with this. And obviously Ennis isn't allowed in there. This guy, Sal, and his other friend.
Yeah, Sal Lassiter, Julian, Duval. Lots of characters that I think are definitely going to be in the Bloodlines. Well, not Sal. Sal gets killed pretty quickly. Which I liked. I wanted his character to stay around. I liked him from the beginning, and he didn't last more than 5 minutes.
I like Julian. I think
I think he's gonna be a really good
that's a different
character.
part for Sean Ferris to play. I was wrong when I stated that a few months ago, or a couple months ago, when I said that was Anna Ferris's brother. It's not. There's no relation to them at all.
Oh, gotcha.
But this is not a role that he typically plays. So I
don't know if I've seen other things that he's been in.
He's usually like. I think he's usually plays like the nice guy, the good guy,
really?
the guy next door, and I love the villain in him.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a really cool character. We see this guy with claws. We don't know if he's a monster or not. Starts killing everybody. He ends up killing Sal, and kind of accidentally like pushes Tamara into
Out of the way to kill Sal.
Yeah, into like this metal door, and she hits it. She dies.
Oh, he was just about to propose. We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, yeah, because it was kind of told when we read about
they were
like
seeking
something was going to
vengeance.
happen. Yeah, something was going to happen with him, to get him, pulled into this world of monsters. And then we see another new character, David Lassiter, who is Sal's brother.
And he's a shapeshifter.
Yes,
like
yeah.
Sal.
That's their whole. They're the shifters. There's 5 families as of now. We know of 4. We don't know the name of the last one. It's the shifters, the jinn, the ghouls, the werewolves, and somebody else, which we don't know yet. I'll be interested to see. I thought this I kept calling him Silver Claw.
Yeah, I thought he was. Well, when they said that he was a wraith,
that was that guy that was with.
Oh, I thought that was him.
No. No, that was the guy that was with Sal at the club that he saw in the mirror and his face looked weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
That was that guy. And we find a lot about Enos a lot. That his dad was a cop. He was killed in the line of duty. Freddie who was a cop who was trying to help him.
He's a part of the shapeshifters.
I don't know if he has powers or if
maybe
he's a
not.
monster.
Maybe
I think
he's just involved in the dirty work behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's what I am getting from it. That because they said they own the cops, they own the town. So I think he's just maybe more in with the shifters than he is with the other groups. Because we see him with Margot, who is David and Sal's sister, and now she says she's the head of the shifters family.
Since their father is dying.
Yeah, they didn't really, but then he came to life at the end. I thought that was kind of.
Well, I don't think that he's. I think
Or is he just sleeping and he's just out of it?
he's basically almost in a coma-like state.
Gotcha,
Not
okay.
obviously fully in it since he came out and later on tells
Yeah.
David
Spoke
something.
to David, yeah.
But I think that he's basically on his last leg, and so that's why somebody needs to take over because he can't run the family anymore.
Yes. And Margot is the one wanting to take over. Because she wants to start a war.
And because Sal was her brother, was killed, and David decided he wanted out of the family and wanted to become human.
Yeah. So I think that, she was taking over. David was gone. And she thinks that Sal was killed by werewolves.
Julian.
Yeah. The werewolves because he was clawed. And there was no, there's no real explanation as to why. Because nobody else, I guess, can claw besides the werewolves. And then we also find out Violet is another new character who was David's ex-girlfriend, and she's getting married to Julian.
He's a little rough with her.
He was very rough. She is basically, he said that she's the bitch of the pack, and she just needs to stay pretty and stay silent.
He pushed her up against that wall and grabbed
He
her
did.
face. And usually you kind of see this sort of thing happen, but it's not really anything serious. And when he took his hand off, there was a mark where his hand was on her face. And I was like, well, it's good acting on their part then.
They really got into that role.
Can't really say that I loved the acting with everybody else.
No, we'll get into that. Julian is dealing. I guess there was a guy. One of the jinns is there.
Jinn with the tattoos.
Yes, which I'm not sure exactly what they do. We'll have to look into that. We'll have more answers. We'll get more answers next season. And we have a lot of. I guess Enos is definitely the main character of the show. Him and David, which I think they're going to be kind of teaming up. Is that what? I think that's what this pilot was trying to get across. That
it seems like
they're
that
going to be
since
working together.
David wants to be human. He doesn't want to be a part of the bad, but he obviously knows he needs to stop what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. So Enos finds his dad's old gun, and he finds a secret compartment that has some silver bullets in it with some kind of marking on it, which I couldn't really tell what it was. He goes to the club to find Sal or just someone associated with Sal, and ends up, finding this vampire there that's basically gonna kill him. But who shows up to save him?
Sam and
Dean. So we get some Sam and Dean finally, which I thought was good. And they warn him. They're like, you don't want to get into this. Like, leave this alone. What are you doing, kid? This is dumb. just leave it alone. Just get out of it.
Well, and in typical Dean fashion, Dean doesn't want to like explain anything. He just wants to get out of there. And
Yeah.
Sam's like, well, okay, let me tell you here. We are hunters. We fight. We chase the evil. And but you got to stay away.
Exactly. Yeah. And he doesn't listen. They definitely are trying to make him like Dean, in that sense of they shared lines together later about things that were going on, and that.
Well, and he has a reason to go for vengeance.
He does,
because
yes.
his girlfriend was killed. So
Yeah.
till he gets to the bottom of that, we need to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. And then we find with Freddie, the police officer, comes to the house, but we think it's Freddie, but it's not. It's actually David shapeshifting into Freddie to get answers to find out, how Sal died. And Enos was ready to kill him because he didn't know what he was. Wanted to, definitely get down to the bottom of everything. And David kind of explained some of it to him of like werewolves, control this area, jinns control this area, the shapeshifters control this other area. So, explaining that there's 5 monster families that run this town now, and they own everything, they control everything. And I don't know, to me, I feel like it's very shocking to hear. Wouldn't that be shocking to you to hear? That say like, some guy shows up at your house and is like, all right, I'll tell you what's really going on in the city of Los Angeles. Oh, these 5 monsters like run this part of the area. I'd be like, I don't know if I want to get involved in this at all.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I'd want to get involved. I'd probably want to stay as far out of it as possible.
Yeah.
But it's actually kind of a brilliant idea because it almost goes on the 5 mafia families.
Yeah.
So I can understand the interest in it and changing it to monsters versus, the 5 mafia families.
Yeah.
Still doing it, and because then they have a reason to kill people or to go after people, where a lot of the times in the mafia stuff, they really have no reason other than to get vengeance on each other.
Yeah.
But this, they may have actual reasons behind the people they're killing. So I find it interesting. And Ennis obviously wants that vengeance, so he's going to get into it until he can, figure out what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I guess I would want the vengeance like he wants, but it's also a random. That's a weird thing to hear.
Oh,
When
yeah.
out of, it's just like I just feel like he just didn't care. He was just like, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna get into this now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I felt his reaction should have been a little more taken back of, wow, that's really what's going on right now. Like, I guess I want to get involved in this, but I don't really want to at the same time. I thought him just jumping right into it and just going along with how everything was happening was a little too, like,
Hunky dory for you.
yeah, or just like, okay, that's fine with me. Let's go kill people. Okay, sure. So then we see at the Julian's place, David again shifting into the butler to see Violet, and she right away knows it's him because I guess they were boyfriend girlfriend in love with each other, so she knows like his little tricks. And Margot wants this war to happen. His sister wants this war to happen.
But he knows he's cleared it because he saw the jacket that Ennis had.
Yeah.
He said there was silver in the jacket, which means that it couldn't have been a werewolf. So Julian was ruled out. So Margot wanting the war against Julian and the werewolves is actually wrong.
Yeah, I think we will hopefully get an explanation of next season when it starts. Like, I want to know why she wants this war to happen. Like, what's her reasoning behind it?
Maybe she wants there to be one main monster family, and she wants to control all of it.
I guess, but aren't they all just? I mean, if they're working together, I think we just need
We need more details.
We need more details.
We got so much in that first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane.
Yeah, it was like 15 minutes straight
Yeah.
of no commercial break.
And characters being introduced, stuff happening, and lots of, and nothing with Sam and Dean.
No, not at all. So then, as we're at the Duvall residence, Sam and Dean are waiting outside, staking the place out.
Ennis is there.
Yeah, he shows up.
Hiding.
Yes, because he just keeps searching. He was searching
looked up Julian
Sal. Now he looked up Julian because he heard his name. And we find out that David and Violet were supposed to meet at Union Station to run away together and have a normal life. He showed up. She didn't. And she didn't really have an explanation as to why she didn't show up. And we also found out that she is with Julian because her dad kind of sold her away to him just to be, you know, to keep peace between
the two families.
So I don't know, kind of messed up her dad.
Like
I can't wait to meet her dad. Actually,
Like they
I want to
did-
see what her dad is like.
But this is what countries did back in the
Yeah,
day. France and Spain would end up together because then they could, you know, they would both be allies and against
other
Italy
people. Yeah.
or whatever.
But as they're talking, they're interrupted by. I'm just gonna keep calling him Silverclaw.
I want to call him Claw.
I'm gonna call him Silverclaw. I like that name. Should have been his.
I kept writing down Claws comes back.
He attacks David, attacks them both. He's about to kill David. Enos saves David.
And he's burned by...
Yeah, by the... So anyone that's a monster, we find out that this guy's created these claws that can basically kill them and burn them. And the Silverclaw ends up taking Violet. As Sam and Dean shows up, try to help the situation, but she's already been taken. And then we see Sam, Dean, David, and Ennis talking. And I like Dean's line, which I wrote down. He was... Because Ennis did not want to work with David at all. And Dean's like, well, sometimes you have to work with the bad guys to get to the worst guys. Which I think is very... Going back to Sam and Dean this season is exactly what is happening.
Yep.
And, I mean, Sam didn't really have a reaction to that, but Dean was, you know, kind of just
talking about their relationship, obviously.
Yes, and just letting Ennis know that, you know, you may have to work with the bad guys to get to what you want to get with, what you want or get to, you know, take care of the other bad guys. And then we get Violet. She's chained up in this kind of like lair, underground
warehouse type
bunker.
place.
Yeah. And we find out that Silverclaw is just a regular human guy.
But he's got pictures up all over like a bulletin board of a little boy ranging in age from a newborn to, you know, a couple years old.
Yeah, and like different articles of, I think it was not just about the boy, but I think about other things that have happened in the town, other monster things that have been happening. Were you glad that it was just a regular human, or were you kind of disappointed?
I was disappointed.
Yeah.
That was a lot of build up for it to be nothing, in my opinion.
And I mean,
I waited for him to be superhuman.
Yeah, and I also thought that when he showed up at the bar, when he showed up at the bar and started killing people, like the way he moved was not human like at all. So I thought, and he was an older guy. He was like in his like 40s or 50s.
50s.
Yeah, right? Okay. So I thought he was like, I figured if it was a younger guy, you know, he's, you know, in good shape, he can move around. But I felt like the way he moved compared to what a human would move, it was kind of off a little bit. I was disappointed that it was just a regular human.
I mean, we don't know if he was a monster or not, but
I don't think he was. No, I don't. I mean, I feel like
he
it
did get shot with a silver bullet, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think he would have revealed it more. And he was just you know, as he explained, he was so against monsters. Like he hated them. He wanted them all to die.
Because he was seeking vengeance for his son that was killed.
Yes, that was apparently killed by werewolves.
Werewolves. That's why he was going after Violet.
And I mean, I guess it was never fully confirmed that they were the ones that killed his son either.
No, no.
But I think he just
assumed
that it was them. And David ends up getting caught by him too, as Silverclaw is attacking David. Violet ends up wolfing out, attacking him, and is
almost kills him.
Gonna kill him. But David is able to calm her down, like bring her back down to being normal, human.
I just feel like, sorry to interrupt,
no
I just
problem.
feel like they could have made this one of the monster families right there and not killed him. He could have gotten away, and they could have done the same thing. But introducing this character and bringing in all the other characters and why they're like doing things, then it was just kind of pointless overall to have him be there. I feel like we could have gotten all that other information
from not having the
the guy there.
Yeah, he should have. I feel like he should have been a supernatural person.
Yeah,
there should have been something,
some sort of supernatural.
Yeah,
whether he was one of the 5 monster families or not, but should have been some sort of supernatural, because otherwise, then, I mean, we could have found out that they wanted war on. I mean, there's no point then for her to say, well, the werewolves did it.
Yeah.
Margot to say the werewolves did it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I understand, and that makes her want to go after him. But once they find out that it's not a werewolf, well, then you really shouldn't be going after him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm just confused by that.
Yeah, I feel like the whole storyline, it could have been more maybe it would have been made more sense if she was the one that told him to go kill him. Like, you know, kill my brother, so so I can say that
There
it
you
was
go.
werewolves, and then I can go start this war.
Well, we also said some of the writing wasn't necessarily.
Some of the lines were a little
Some of the
corny,
lines were a little
but hey,
suspect.
it's okay. It is supernatural. It was good though. I mean,
Oh,
overall,
I feel
thought
like
it
the
was,
guys from
yeah.
Supernatural didn't write this. I feel like it was Bloodlines
No, it was.
writing. Really?
Yeah, it's all supernatural still going.
Well, then they dumbed it down because Sam and Dean are just shined so much more than the other characters
Yeah.
did that it just, I mean, it made them look more amateur to me, in my opinion. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to. I got a little bit of Travis
Sorry.
in me today.
You did. Oh, yeah, we both got some. Yep. he would be happy. So as Sam and Dean end up getting into the bunker, we see that, or the underground lair. The Silver Claw apologizes to Ennis. I can't say his name right. Ennis. And Ennis wants nothing about it and just kills him. He's like, nope, that's fine. I don't. No.
He says he's sorry. He didn't mean to.
Yeah, but
he hopes he'll understand, and nope, just pulls him out and kills it.
yeah, which I thought was vengeance for him.
Sure.
It worked.
Vengeance for him, but why continue after this then? I don't know why you want to continue then.
Yeah. So then, yeah, we'll get that. Was I like that? I like the scene with Sam and Dean and him at the end. But we get David and Violet, and we see a flashback of Violet at the train station about to go see David to run away together.
And Sal shows up and
Yeah.
tells her that he knows that they're going to run away together to go off and be human, and she either needs to leave.
Stay away from
away.
him, or go back home and leave her brother alone, or she's gonna die. And I really like that. I like Sal's character. I'm really mad that he died. And Violet doesn't tell David about the message. She ends up kissing
She's
him
had
instead.
two opportunities to tell him. They do kiss.
And she kind of runs away, which I guess she's good at, leaving. And then we see David with his dad. His dad says, Margot wants this war. You need to stop her. And then he, tells her, hey, I'm back in the family again. I want back in. And she acts very happy that he's back in, but she's definitely not.
She doesn't believe it. Not 100% doesn't believe it.
No. I have some predictions, too, that I'll get to in a bit.
Okay.
About Margot. And then we get Sam and Dean with Ennis, and they just basically tell him, you don't want to do this. Like, you don't want to get into this lifestyle. And I think it was more Sam pleading with him than Dean. I think Dean was just like, you don't do this, kid.
Yeah.
And Sam was like, if you get in too deep, there's no getting out. And he's already in kind of deep. I mean, now he knows about all these monsters.
He knows the
and his
families.
So he should definitely, think twice before. And we see he goes back to where the Silver Claw guy's bunker was and starts looking at his board of what is happening or what he's been tracing. And his phone starts ringing from this unknown number. He picks it up, and it's a man saying, what are you doing trying to find these monsters? These monsters are going to kill you. And he says, Dad? Which is shocking that his dad is
calling from the grave.
him, yes, calling his cell phone number. And that's how it ends. I mean, overall, I thought it was a decent pilot to get this started. When it starts up again in the fall, I don't get if they're going to show this again as the first episode, or they're going to show if we're going to get a new episode.
I bet we get a new episode.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a new episode.
Yeah, it should start with, I guess, a new episode.
I'm sure they'll brief people on like this episode. They'll show bits and pieces. And then, and I guarantee the preview will also include Sam and Dean in it because they'll want to pull the supernatural people over to watching this show with them.
Yeah. So who were, out of the new characters we got, who was your favorite?
Well, I like Margot's character. I think she seems strong and kind of crazy, and I want to see what she's up to. And I really like Julian.
Yeah.
I think that he'll be a good villain. And likability-wise, I liked David.
Yeah.
Then for like just like a character that is a good person going out, you know, trying to stop all the craziness. I don't understand why Ennis is going to continue fighting after he's gotten the vengeance of his girlfriend. It just doesn't seem to make sense. But maybe they'll try and pull because right now I don't feel sympathetic for him.
Yeah.
He didn't do enough to gain my sympathy. And I think what they're going to have to do, and the writers are going to have to work hard with, and the actor who's playing Ennis is going to have to work hard with, is making us understand why going after the other monsters is what led this Silverclaw guy to kill his girlfriend, and the whole, like, all of that wrapping up together.
Yeah.
They're going to have to really, really get that and pull that in so we understand why he's going after, because otherwise he won't get any sympathy from anyone. I don't think it'll be.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I do.
know?
I understand exactly. They just didn't. Out of all the characters, he was the one that I wasn't like drawn to at all.
And the show centers around him.
Yeah, I want to see how. I mean, I get the phone call from his dad makes it more. Okay, now he's getting phone calls from his dad who is supposed to be dead. I think I think we're gonna find out, but I think what's gonna drag him into it is he's gonna be researching about his dad now and find out that I think his dad was in deep with the monsters, and the monsters are the ones that killed his dad, which I think that's gonna be revealed later, which will get him back into it. But I think we have to find that out sooner rather than later down the line. But yeah, I did like David's character. I like Julian. I think he's gonna be a good bad guy. And
what are your predictions about Margot?
Oh, I think I'm gonna predict this now. I haven't even seen a new episode. I think her and Julian are gonna get together on that show because they both seem very bad, and I think it's gonna be some kind of weird relationship that they have that's like a secret relationship kind of thing.
But they want to kill each other.
Well, that makes the best. Doesn't it make the best like enemies and like
Crowley and Abaddon ruling as king and queen?
Yeah, exactly. Like I just think it would, just add to the whole like a secret, this plot line of like they hate each other but they are in love with each other. Like like I don't know. I just feel like that just would work somewhere along the lines. And that was just something I'm throwing out there now. But yeah, I think her character is really cool. I think it'd be cool to see, how evil she can be. And then I guess their dad is going to somehow play more of a role maybe in, the season. But for next week, we see at the end, Dean gets a call from Cass saying he has like a line on Metatron. They got to go. This is like their opportunity. But we didn't see anything of. Did we see Cass was in it for maybe a second?
I mean, they might have just shown Cass for a second.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're going to be working together, though, because then also Crowley comes back to tell them he knows the location of the first blade.
Well, that's where he hid it. He already knows the location.
Yeah,
because remember he took it from them. So he hid it in some guy's dead body.
Yeah.
But I think Crowley also knows where Abaddon is because we've seen Abaddon. So it seems they're going to find the blade. They're going to try to kill Abaddon next week.
Well, they've got to do something because we don't have many episodes left.
No, I think we have two or three. Yeah. 2 or 3
episodes left. And, I mean, we just had 3 kind of filler episodes. This episode I felt was nothing for Supernatural.
No, it was
literally
definitely
nothing
for the new show.
Supernatural.
No.
It was completely the pilot for them. And I'll have to look up backdoor pilots to see if that's kind of what they always do. If it's just basically keeping the character in it, but not really making the show centered around them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want some meat and potatoes next week.
Yeah,
I want a full steak dinner from Supernatural next week.
I really do think we will. It seems along the lines of that preview. It seems like everybody's getting involved next week, which I think is good. Finally,
they have to. If the following week is the finale.
Yeah, or I don't know. We'll look it up and see how many episodes left. But do you have any predictions for Supernatural for both?
Predictions for Supernatural.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I will go in and predict that this Bloodlines. I'm actually going to give it a couple episodes. I'm going to watch the first few episodes, see if I can get into it, because it does seem interesting. We'll see.
Okay.
Predictions are that we'll find out more about the families. We're going to get more involved. I hope that they kind of do in the beginning, kind of like they did on Lost, where they introduced each of the characters and they each had their own episode that you got to know them. So I hope they do something like that.
That'd be cool.
I think that would be really interesting and get us on all 5 sides.
Yeah, and get us like a backstory.
Yeah, backstory and everybody. And you want you're like, well, wait, I don't know who to pick to win. Yeah. Basically. So I hope that they do that. as per predictions for next week, I do still think that maybe there's something that could happen between Abaddon and Crowley and King and Queen ruling of hell. Something, I don't know how it's going to work, but yeah, that's my prediction.
Okay.
I'm just excited to see the characters return.
Yeah, I will definitely give Bloodlines. I'll probably watch a season because, I mean, I love Supernatural. So if it stays at least in those lines and doesn't go too like very CW and stays more in Supernatural, I will definitely like it more. Yeah, I think Abaddon takes the blade next week from them.
Ooh.
That's what I think happens. That's my prediction.
That's good stuff.
But that wraps us up here for this week. Lyndsey, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Lyndsey Wegner, and my blog, lyndseywegner.blogspot.com. I am playing 2 more weeks of The Wicked Witch in Wizard of Oz at Promenade Playhouse in Santa Monica. If you want tickets, they're on creatingarts.org or Gold Star for half off.
Nice.
Tom, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at TomTheCom. And tomorrow night, I will be here for Main Event and Tomorrow People. So we will see you guys next week.
See you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.